Peace, this is King over Black Supremacy. And with this particular video, I want to further the dialogue in saying stop believing in white supremacy. I just want to go a little bit further with that, because a lot of questions came up in the comments, and I would love to address that. Some people took me saying stop believing in white supremacy as no longer fight against what you're calling white supremacy. Never said that in my video. It's your belief in white supremacy that stops you from fighting it. Because many of you, if I said come down here right now, it's about black nationalism, black militancy, come on right now. It's every belief that you have in white supremacy that will stop you from doing it. A lot of the goals that we seek to achieve as a people and as melanated individuals, we allow our belief in white supremacy to stop us. And that which is among our people that stops us, when our people decide to put up resistance against what we're doing within our own race and within our own nation, is typically because they believe in white supremacy. And a lot of times they're just trying to secure their own ass. They're scared of white supremacy. So their belief in that makes them put up resistance against our move towards freedom and liberation, which is a natural move for any melanated being on this earth. All melanated beings seek freedom. It doesn't have to be a movement or an organization. It has to become all that, because the belief in white supremacy is so strong, it's so solid, that now being black and free has to become an organization or a movement or an economic plan or a business, when really you were born that way. That's what was given to you by nature. So no, I'm not saying don't fight against anything. I'm actually saying fight against everything, or fight against anything that would stop you from liberation. Detach yourself from any and everything. Fight against any and everything that could arise, no matter what it may be. If it's white supremacy, so shall it be. But a lot of times we put more emphasis on the idea of white supremacy than we put energy in our devotion to black supremacy. We believe in white supremacy more than we believe in black supremacy. That's why some people could be so shocked that I could say, stop believing in white supremacy. Why? What would you expect a black supremacist to say? Stop believing in white supremacy. There are obstacles that are there that are presented based upon race, clearly. Based upon the system, the government, the culture. There are obstacles there. But you can't let any of them stop you before you even get started. And that's how a lot of black people are when it comes to white supremacy. They believe in white supremacy so much that it actually stops them before they even get started. And it makes them enforce the laws and the ideas of which they say they are against, because they believe in white supremacy so much. They're afraid of white supremacy so much that they have to enforce a system that they claim to be against. They have to enforce the ideas of the matrix and its value systems. And they claim not to even believe in it. But they really believe in it that much. That our problem in nation building and community building, whether it's people getting motivated to do it, or whether it's people that are inside doing it, is their belief in white supremacy. That's what usually makes them go back to the matrix. That's what got them afraid to leave the matrix. Because they believe in the construct and the paradigm and the limitations that it has presented it to them, that it has marketed to them to keep them inside of it. They believe in that. It's by design, so that you won't get out. It market the comfort and the luxuries, the safety and the false security of being inside of it. But many of us who are awakened, we know that that security isn't real. Especially when someone goes into a casino, hotel, and opens the window and shoot everybody. How safe and secure is the matrix? All of these terrorist acts has exposed that the matrix has never been safe. But if I talk to you about black supremacy and a new paradigm and a shift in consciousness, you'll start to lean towards your belief in the false safeties within the matrix, as though being in the matrix is somehow safer, it's somehow secure, it's the right thing to do, it's the best way to go. And we know that's not true. Because everybody in the matrix is an open target. Outside of their cluelessness of how detrimental of a situation they're in, outside of their false sense of security, it turns them into sheeple and makes them soft targets for easy prey. So the matrix ain't safe, but your belief in it gives you a false sense of security. And then you got the other people who say, well, I'm going to create my own matrix. Or I'm going to create a counter matrix. You still believe in it. Because it's like you think that the matrix is your only obstacle. So everything that you do revolves around preparing for the matrix or gearing towards the matrix. You see that with the Moors. You see that with your sovereign citizens, whether it's local or state sovereign citizens or international sovereign citizens. Their whole life revolves around countering the matrix. And creating their own matrix, saying, well, I have my own, you got paperwork, I got my own paperwork. They still believe in paperwork and they believe in the interface and the interaction with the matrix. Like there's value there for them. They're trying to beat the matrix with the matrix. Never asking themselves, well, what can I do outside of all that? Because a lot of those strategies don't work, and they believe that those are the only strategies that are out there because it looks like the matrix. So this has got to be the right one because it looks more like the matrix. You got a document, I got a document. How can I do this without documents? How can I do this without paperwork? How can I do this without interfacing with him? Open up your mind to going beyond the matrix, to go beyond the matrix. And that's what I'm challenging you when I'm saying stop believing in white supremacy. Stop making it the focus of all your energy, because all of our strategies and all of our methodologies, they all aggrandize the matrix. They all exalt the matrix. All of our ideas, well, we need to have a financial solution, or we need to open up our own businesses, and we need to do this, that, and the other, and everything is still involved in the matrix because we believe in it that much. So we recreate it and reproduce it under the auspices of letting it go and freeing ourselves. We create our own mini and micro alternative matrices or imitations of the matrix. Imitation gods. Because we still secretly believe in the real God. We can't let all of that go and open ourselves to a whole new possibility and an entirely different way to live and be that is beyond the grasp, beyond the conceptualization of the matrix. and even far outside of the consensus reality of what the Matrix presents as real to most. And that's where I'm challenging people when I say stop believing in the Matrix, stop believing in white supremacy. Obstacles are going to be there. Challenges will be there. But there's so many ways to go beyond these different scenarios and these different situations. And you have to open your mind to that. Otherwise, you'll never get out. And the biggest part of getting out, I tell people this all the time, letting it go in your own mind. Some people that are against the Matrix are somewhat the greatest enforcers of the Matrix than people who are actually asleep. The people who claim they want to get out, the people who claim they want to wake up, enforce the ideas and the structures and the framework of the Matrix more than people that's just walking around like zombies doing whatever they're supposed to do. So not believing in white supremacy is actually empowering yourself to say, you know what, there's nothing out here so big, that's so powerful, where I cannot construct my reality. Or nothing so powerful that in order for me to move forward, I must either bow down or imitate it, or stay in a constant interface, either through confrontation or assimilation with it. That there may be a complete, totally radical alternative that I'm open to. So that's what I mean. Don't believe in white supremacy. Believe in black supremacy. The system is there. The racism is there. Don't let it stop you. Don't believe that it can stop you. Don't believe that as a black supremacist, that you are stoppable. Never prepare to give up, to relinquish, to cease and desist. Never have even a type of consciousness where it would appear as though that could happen because you believe something is so powerful and something is so great and so solid and so structured, when it is limited. And the whole purpose of getting out is going beyond its limitation, not to complain about or praise or escape its limitations in some form of escapism, but to actually go beyond through self-realization, through acknowledging who we are. And by acknowledging how vast it all really is, you simply go beyond it. So we have to stop believing in it. Stop believing in it. Experience what is there. See what is there. But don't believe that it. Don't make it your God under the obstacles of fighting against it or making it an insurmountable obstacle. See, the escapists believe that it is as much of an insurmountable obstacle as those who bow down to it. The black supremacists are just realists. We see that these obstacles are there. We acknowledge them that they are there. But we will not be stopped. We will be unlimited. We will be infinite. And we will be triumph over all of it. We have no question about that. And that's what allows us to move into the unknown, to go beyond our fears, lacks, doubts, and limitations, to move forward in this journey. Because we know that we will be triumphant, and we believe in ourselves. We believe in black supremacy more than anything else. Because this is our time. This is our moment. This is our planet. This is our universe. It's no one else's. It's just some things that need to be worked out, sorted out, and cleared up. That's all. Simple. And we're here to do that. And you're not going to do that believing in white supremacy to the point that you subconsciously perpetuate it. and act there's no way around it, and believe in your mind to reject it or to act contrary to it, secretly in your heart you feel like that is the greatest sin of all, and you feel that it's the most dangerous thing you can do. That's because you believe in white supremacy. Once you believe in yourself, it's actually not that dangerous. It's not that much of a sin. It's not that bad at all. What made it so bad and so challenging for you is your belief in white supremacy. That's why you look at things outside of white supremacy the way that you do. Not because they're really bad in and of themselves. You believe in white supremacy that bad. But even in all the belief that you've had in it, it has let you down. And I'm coming up with a documentary or a video that I'm forced to do where I'm going to show how the white man cannot save you. So your belief is worthless. The white man cannot destroy you if you're awakened. And even if you're unawakened, the white man cannot save you. He cannot save himself. His realm of existence is limited. And even when I talk about that, I'm talking about the system itself. It's limited. It can only do so much. It's not perfect. It is not invincible. It is not indestructible. It is not mathematically perfect. That's just a fact. If it was, it would be doing all the things that it said it could do with no problem. There would be no hungry. There would be no one on drugs, no alcoholism. There would be no kidnapping, no prostitution. Hell, they would have cured cancer, no problem. Everybody would have health care and everybody would be healthy. We would live in a true utopian society if the system could even do what it says that it could do. But it can't do any of that. It can't do the good. And if you are really wise, it can't do the bad either to you. It's not completely capable, depending on where you're at. But if where you're at is a belief in it, you are a soft target and an easy victim because you lay down your power. You lay down yourself before it. And some of you go and you want to protest and you want to fight against it and go against it. And you have to go seek it out and find it to go against it and get near it to go against it. I say, fuck it. Do what you do. Let's do what we're here to do. Let's make this what we want to make it be. Let's create what we want to create. Let's create and be the utopia that we want to manifest. We won't search for it out here in the perfect type of a situation that has somehow existed. It's already there. We have to be it. We have to create it. We have to have the heart. We have to have the courage. We have to have the fortitude to do it. And some of us, when we actually get that courage and that confidence to do it, we'll actually be so surprised at how fucking easy it was. That a lot of the big boogeymen that we thought were going to show up, they won't, because we have to attract them as well. We have to have the type of fear that they could smell to generate them into our reality. But if we 100% clear and confident, a lot of the stuff we want to do is effortless. It amounts to us stepping outside of our boxes, stepping outside of our limitations. Stop chanting, and praising the Matrix, directly or indirectly. Praise black supremacy. Praise black divinity. That should be your focus, so that can happen. Give all of your energy to that. And in that, you will become triumphant over a manner of different types of situations and circumstances, white supremacy included, white man included, system included, government included, and so many other issues and principalities and machinations that are too many for me to mention here. You'll triumph over all of them because you'll be focused. You'll be focused on winning, focused on succeeding, and focused on what you're here to manifest against all odds. You'll be more focused on that more than anything. And that's where your focus has to be. You have to stop focusing on what you don't want and what Master said you can't and you shouldn't do. You can't do this and you have to do that. And get some heart about yourself. Get some fortitude about yourself. Because when the true fearless, the true solid look the enemy in the eyes, they convert them instantly. Through our clarity, surety, and through the steadfastness of our mind, we can convert this entire universe. Alone. Many of you want guns and weapons and all this because you believe the white man is so powerful that you need to use the guns that he got to beat him, that you need to use his world to get him because you believe in his world. So if you believe in his world, you're actually there with him. Y'all believe in the same thing. I don't know what the problem is. See, black supremacists acknowledge we don't believe anything. We acknowledge something different. We acknowledge the power of us. Because the only thing what the white man has, he's just going to destroy himself with it. And we don't want to get involved in his game of destruction. We're in a game of production of black supremacy. And through the production of black supremacy, by default, white supremacy is destroyed. It's smothered out. Immediately transformed and converted. You can't keep believing and focusing on what you don't want to create and give very little energy to what you have the heart and will and determination to create. And that's what black supremacy is about. Stop looking for reasons and excuses of why it can't be the way we want it, why we can't be who we are today, why we can't live the way we want to live right now. Stop making up excuses. Stop using anything as an excuse for why you cannot tap the unlimited power and fortitude within yourself to transform your life and your experience and the world outside of you and beyond you. Acknowledge the obstacles. We got to be real about it. This and that exists, but this and that will not stop me. And this or that is not greater than me. And this or that will not persuade me not to be me. And that all of the opposition will only be fuel to accelerate the manifestation of our desires. They will accelerate the manifestation of what we want to create. Because the nirvana, the heaven that is within our mind as black supremacists, the heaven that is within our minds, that television cannot be turned off. That channel cannot be interrupted. We stay tuned, no matter what. And in that sense, we are grateful for all of our oppositions. We're grateful for all of our challenges. We're grateful for all of our haters. We're even grateful for our own negative thoughts. We're grateful that through them, they force our divine action to remind us of the divinity that lies within us beyond everything, beyond the shadow of doubt. Because doubt is like a shadow that just casts itself over you. So we got to even go beyond the shadow of doubt. We have to share divine enlightenment. Inner light must cast out the shadows of doubt. So I stand on that. Stop believing in white supremacy. The ultimate obstacle is, can you move the gears of your own consciousness? And can you be that solid and situated in a divine reality to accept anything less than it occurring and it happening for you in this life? Can you stomach and embrace something different? from the world of your enslavement, from the world that you were forced, from the conscious prison, from the mental prison that you were placed in? Can you mentally embrace and stomach something other than that? That's going to be your real question. Is your belief in white supremacy going to override your transition into a divine black reality, which will be the manifestation of black supremacy? This is King Noble Black Supremacy. Join my website, www.kingnobleuncensored.com. Donate and don't hate.